still tuned in to Homegrown. My name is Awonke. George the Groove is still in the building. But right now, I have a pleasure of introducing a multicultural being. Not only that, she has a new single out titled Good on You. She's known to band a lot of genres into her music to create her own sound. Ladies and gentlemen, at home and here in studio, please help me welcome AvalikeLava in studio.
Thank you so much, Awonke. Thank you so much, CTV, for having me again. I'm so happy to be back in the Mother City.
We're so happy to have you. Let's touch on the fact that you grew up in a lot of places, spent so much time in different countries. How does that, if any way, shapes the music that you make?
I think I grew up as an outsider everywhere that I lived, and that gave me something that as a child I didn't appreciate because it was harder to make friends. I lived in places where I looked very different from everyone else, but it ended up being my superpower, and I learned so much about every culture that I was around. Growing up in China, I went to a normal Chinese school and I learned Mandarin through that. And same with South Africa. When I moved here, I went to university and I was immersed into it. I took isiZulu for 2 years. I was just in the environment, and it allowed me to, as much as I represent my home and my culture being Middle Eastern and from Iran, I also became a local everywhere that I was, and it's found its way into my music.
That makes sense. I understand why you would consider that a superpower. Not a lot of people get to experience that, and I like that you actually embrace it. Now let's get into the music, but before we talk about the single, Good on You, you have signed a publishing deal with Universal Music. Why that deal particular and not maybe signed as an artist?
I think that was an amazing opportunity for me to see how music is done on that level in South Africa. I was so blessed to have access to those studios through my friend who was signed there, and he kept inviting me on his studio time to go there. This is my producer, Evita, kept inviting me back and allowed me to find so much of my sound in that space. And this is inside the building. They have these studios, and I was already so attached to that place. I just was so happy to be given the opportunity to join the team. And you know, the day that I signed, I already knew everyone at the office, and they were already like fans. So I've loved every second of being there, and I try to use that studio as often as possible.
Yeah. You mentioned your producer that already works at the establishment, and also want to touch on the fact that I mentioned that you are a genre banding artist. I wanted to find out if you are involved in the production at all, because I can't imagine how maybe easy or harder it is to find an artist, a producer that already makes the type of beats that you will sing on. Are you involved in the production anyway?
It's such a good question. I'm increasingly getting more curious about it, and thanks to the producers that I work with who are just these exceptional vocal engineers, they're exceptional producers who also empower me and other female artists they work with to recognize the contributions that they're making when they're in studio. When you ask for something to be moved, for something to be sped up, no matter what it is, you are driving that creation process. And as much as I'm not as well versed in the pushing the button itself, these men have empowered me so much to feel like I'm recognizing my own contributions, and that itself has allowed me to get more comfortable over the past year with opening a DAW, opening your Fruity Loops, your Ableton, and actually feeling like I can navigate my way around this.
Yeah. Wow, that's interesting. Let's talk about the song now. Good on You, banger. I got a pleasure of hearing it. You guys are going to too as well. Let's talk about the single. Who have you worked with? What inspired it? And also the process as far as the songwriting is concerned. I asked this because I felt there's a bar. I'm blue, you red, whatever pill you take.
Hey.
No regrets. I'm like, that's a bar.
Awonke, you're listening so closely. I love it. So this song was actually produced by the producer I mentioned, Evita. Him and I have this beautiful working relationship and creating relationship where, you know, we just really feed off of each other's energy, and we're so patient with our studio time. We really wanted to create something that was nostalgic and powerful, you know, something that makes you feel confident, like you're gonna have an amazing night and you don't know where the night's gonna take you. It's just about a nighttime adventure. and just knowing that, you know, you're limitless and anything can happen in the best ways possible. Yeah. As far as the songwriting goes, I think that some of the most beautiful pop songs are the ones where you speak in an uncomplicated way. Get to the point of how you're feeling. It's about the feeling itself and not about using too many words that describe it, but actually just trying to capture the feeling in words. And so it was a really, really smooth song to write. And not all of the songs you write will feel like that, but it was very smooth sailing. And the reference you mentioned was to, you know, it's a Matrix reference, you know, so.
That's how I picked it up, great movie.
Yeah, you must feel like Neo, like that kind of limitless.
Yes,
you must feel like anything can happen and you're powerful and confident.
And you can dodge bullets.
Yeah,
what
exactly.
What can people expect from you for the rest of the year, 2025?
It's a super exciting year for my music. I feel like I'm fully stepping into my sound and myself as the only Middle Eastern pop star in Africa. So I'm so excited. I can't wait to show you guys what's to come. Musically, it's going to be a magical journey.
Definitely, I look forward to that. Who are you on the socials so we can keep up?
It's @it's ITS AvalikeLava. That's AVA like lava.
AVA like lava. Make sure that the video is actually out for the song Good On You, and make sure that you stream her music. But for now, it's time for us to take a quick, you know what I'm saying? Don't go anywhere. There'll be more Homegrown after this.